Which should we choose first? Should we go with your top five, your best guys, your besties, or your worsties? Let's go with the besties, led by a person who has taken this huge company from basically being dead money to being red-hot red money.
I think that you're right, Tyler, and Kelly. It's good to join you guys. It's a lot of fun to always come in end of the year when I'm busy grading final exams to grade the final year performance of boards and CEOs. And yeah, if you take a look at Microsoft, it's a remarkable story. Since he's taken over, Satya Nadella, the stock is up 1,000% at Microsoft, and things that he's done there. We just had him with us and Bill Gates a few days ago at our CEO Summit. And Bill Gates gave him a ringing endorsement. I was friends with Steve Ballmer, and some of the things, though, that Gates pointed out is he deserves credit for fortifying Microsoft's peerless position after all kinds of efforts at transformation into the cloud. A years-long transformation of Microsoft reignited the culture of innovation. He's got a great footprint in the software space, $60 billion of commercial cloud business with Azure and Office and LinkedIn commercial put together, which has been remarkably successful. And these are, some 50 companies, too, that he seamlessly wove into the tapestry in these acquisitions, very smooth integration. And, on the social impact front, he's really been a leader in fortifying democracy and in taking a look at environmental impact without detracting at all from shareholder value. In fact, shareholder value has been soaring with this.
For the first time in many years, I mean, maybe even since Gerstner, you've got an IBM CEO on in second place here.
Yeah, and I think that's, sort of a pretty remarkable what we have seen accomplish at IBM. IBM, you're right, it has been difficult. Arvind Krishna has accelerated IBM's transformation, although, in fact, at our summit last week, he was very generous complimenting Satya Nadella, what Microsoft has done. But what he's done, his stock's up around 50%, but half of his revenue now is software and consulting solutions, where we would have thought of them so much as hardware and heavy metal just in years earlier. Cash generation is doing well. It's really been quite a successful reign and a full suite of software solutions, and doing quite well, I think, as he's forged great partnerships. That's been terrific. Yeah, even with Microsoft through Azure and others. And I think that's been, I think, a surprise to many. And what's been a tough year on the stock market, tough year, of course, for technology, is Microsoft has really and IBM have stood together as towering above the pack.
Jeff, I really want to get to the CEOs on the hot seat. Elon Musk. You actually think the Binance CEO, WeWork. I'm going to ask you why should Mark Zuckerberg be on there? But I don't want to give short shrift to Jane Fraser of Citigroup, who you think is your number 3 CEO of the year. I'm just confused as to why.
Yeah, I know. You can see the stock performance is not off the top. She's only been in office for just over a year. So it's really soon to consider somebody's evaluation, except when you take a look at the startup. I can't think of a CEO in a non-crisis situation who had a more successful taking charge process. She has pivoted away from focusing on international consumer business to develop wealth management. She's also moved away from a lot of the cyclical business that used to drive them, that was a low-end cyclical business, to a much higher-end fee for value. And I think that a lot of the re-engineering of her risk management has, it's just classically sort of taking over and reversing course on a battleship has been hard. It's been ambitious.
Yeah. And like you said, it's not quite, Peace Prize when Obama's elected, but it's early. It's a vote of confidence.
I would have put Mary Barra on the list, but we had her on last year. But Mary would have been there.
Let's pivot and talk about the CEOs on the hot seat. Elon Musk, an obvious one. What about, in Binance in particular, and in the world of crypto, Jeff? How do you think this is going to play out?
It's really tough. I mean, I'm surprised to see the CNBC viewer response. You saw what the Twitter vote was overnight on this strange poll that he put out. Obviously, with 60% of his users saying he should step down. We saw that was good news for him compared to what the CEOs had to say about him. People suggest that he already was getting pushed out by some of his investors because he couldn't buy this, by the way, on his own Tesla stock. But roughly 80% believe Elon Musk has become a detriment to the value of his business, according to the CEOs we survey. And roughly 70% believe Twitter's best days are behind it. Only 25% think it'll be more valuable in 5 years. 98% believe that Musk has overpaid for Twitter. 56% believe that people should stop advertising on Twitter. Now, some tech titans tell us they think he's going to take, you heard it here first, the engine that he has behind PayPal, that he and the 7 others who founded PayPal, he and one other actually control that one, and he's going to try to move that in to create some sort of a currency, electronic currency business here. If people don't trust Twitter, with advertisers fleeing and all the rest, even though he's trying to perhaps drive traffic with the allowance of the hate speech and the rest, it's going to backfire if people don't trust the platform. And everything else that's collapsing around him. When you're running 6 companies, if you're working the 12-hour day, which he claims, which we know he's not, with all of his clowning around, but let's give him the 12 hours. That's only giving him about less than an hour and a half per company to run these companies. You know, what's the boring company done except live up to its name? Where's that tunnel connecting Las Vegas and Los Angeles? Where's that fleet of autonomous taxis? Look at the production, let alone sales problems in Shanghai and China overall. He's got a lot on his plate to work with Twitter being a distraction he didn't need.